give us 1 second. Get everything situated.
Shalom. Shalom. Brothers of Great Millstone Charlotte, GMS Raleigh. Alright, coming at you with another live lesson through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh Shem Shai. Before we get started with this live lesson, as always, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, Shem Karadash. Double honors, as always, to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and rule well. Peace, blessings, and mercy to the house of David, Abba Yafta, Wadad, the Ophel elect. Unto you we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Alright. Hey, and another opportunity to bring out edification through the Holy Spirit. Alright. And warn our people of the evils that our enemies have laid out. Right? And the importance of adhering to the will of Yahweh Shem Shai so that you can navigate through these times, man, because we are living in perilous times, as it tells us in the book of 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, the 1st verse. All right, and the topic that we're going to discuss is how there is a war for your mind, man. And this war that Esau is pretty much enacting upon our people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, is to ultimately cause your demise, man. With all of the things that's propagated and manufactured to ultimately draw you in to a lifestyle that's not conducive for your benefit. Alright? Let's see here.
Open with Ephesians 6 and 12.
Could a brother hold 1 Kings, 2nd chapter?
Because like the brother, going into, okay, this American, captivity, Babylon, we have been, brought up in everything that we have came to think, came to know. All right, everything has pretty much been given to you to mold your mind into thinking that this is the way that we're supposed to be living. All right, when in our actuality, everything was manufactured to give you that thought of thinking this is how it's supposed to be, man. All right, which it's all, like you said, it's a war on your mind because literally you're being programmed either for righteousness or wickedness, man. All right, which is why the war on the flesh and the spirit is so prevalent, especially in the times that we are in now, because Esau is literally trying to take the Lord's woman from him, man. Which is you Israelites. Whoever got that Ephesians, go ahead.
You got it, Cornwall?
So Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not
You
against
start up
flesh.
at verse 11?
Turn 10.
Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
Right. This is where your strength lies as an Israelite. Okay? As a so-called black, Latino, and Native American, your strength doesn't lie within your trust in Egypt. Alright? America. Which is really the causation of a lot of our people's plight. Okay? Reread that passage once more, that verse once more.
Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
Right. That's where your strength lies. Keep reading.
Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Right. And the wiles of the devil is all around us, man.
Yeah, look at that word, wiles.
You gotta realize, you gotta realize that we're at war, man. All right, we are at war on literally every aspect of society. Okay, spiritually mainly, but it's spiritually, mentally, and soon to be physically, man.
Right.
All right. So with that being said, you gotta put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Shai because this devil's plotting. Like we was talking about before we cut the cameras on, man. Hey, this man does not sleep when it comes to his wickedness, man. He literally has his witches, his warlocks, his shamans, 24 hours a day, putting up enchantments on our people. All right, putting these different ideas and ideologies and doctrines into the people's minds, whether it be us, his own people, the whole world, man. Because these elites have an agenda that they want to be pushed to get people conditioned and ready for the New World Order. So therefore, they're designing everybody to maneuver how they want them to, man. All right, to where they have complete control of the mind, man.
Can I get that definition for wiles in the blue letter? Strong's G3180. It says cunning arts, deceit, craft, or trickery.
Right, and that's exactly how this man is. Right, going back to Genesis, it tells you that he was the most subtle beast of the field. Okay, and that nature is still carried out to this very day.
Right.
He's very cunning in how he proposes these various ways of you to live and think and operate, not understanding that he's actually trying to destroy you at the end of the day, man.
Right.
Right? It tells us in, could you grab John 10 and 10? Can I hold that right there?
Before you get there, I want to make a point because you referenced the serpent back in the garden. All right. That serpent, all right, was representative of him being a witch, man, a warlock. Because it said that when you go into that word subtle in the blue letter, it pulls up the word shrewd. And when you look up shrewd in the etymology, it says wicked, depraved, malicious, evil, like wicked man. And that's what this devil is in a nutshell, man. Because when you actually look into everything that he's done, all right, to the world, he has literally made this world hell.
Right. Get that John 10 and 10.
This is John chapter 10 and verse 10. It says, the thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy.
Right, that's the lot of the Edomite, man. To kill, to steal, and destroy. And he does that with these wiles, right? He's very cunning with his propositions on how you're to live. He's very cunning with how he tries to promote this life of promiscuity, right? Chasing after various idols and not serving your power. Actually, to the point where he's demonizing you for worshiping your power, man. Right? Can you read it?
And so I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly.
Right, but the servitude of Yahweh Shanel Shai, Yahweh Shai is coming forth to bring forth that life, right? That refreshing. Okay? Let me jump back to that.
That's why when you read in Matthew, it talks about, to those that are heavy laden, I come and rest with me, for my burden is light and my yoke is easy. Because if you are fully tapped into the matrix and you're, in the hustle and bustle of the American dream, all right, you become overwhelmed trying to, be indulged in this rat race, man. All right, that's what causes a lot of these people to crash out and eventually, destroy themselves, man.
Right.
Because they're being conditioned into pretty much going after any and everything that Esau wants them to go after, man. All right, because you're constantly being bombarded by these damn commercials, these advertisements, these different things that Esau was putting. Because here it is, you got one thing that you're doing, and then you're being advertised for a whole new lane, and you see that everybody is starting to shift towards that. So you want to be included in the direction the water's going. So now you're keeping up with the Joneses. You're being pulled in all these different directions, which is going to eventually destroy you.
Precept. This is Psalm chapter 144 and verse 8, because pretty much you mentioned how Esau profits off of that advertisement, advertising pretty much wickedness, and also like in war, he profits off that too, through like propaganda and stuff like that. This is Psalms 144 and verse 8 says, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood. So they rely on that witchcraft, that propaganda, that advertisement of wickedness.
That's right.
I got one. This is Micah chapter 2 and 1. Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of the hand.
Yep. And look at the Edomite hegemony and what it promotes, man. Every time you turn on the television and there's a news break, right, it's always something of negative usage.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing, I've never seen Edomite news, and it's something that's bringing forth life and prosperity and righteousness into the planet Earth, man.
It's not. Because it's not conducive to their plans, because the media is meant to keep you in a constant state of fear and worry, which makes you sick.
Right.
This is one of the reasons, apart from the people's diets and their sedentary lifestyle, which keeps them going back into the medical industry, which is $1 billion profit because of what they're pushing out. Because what's the name of the documentary we just watched?
Manufacturing consent.
Manufacturing consent, which is pretty much showing you that everything is given to you. Your thoughts are not your thoughts, man. You think on what the elites want you to think. So everything here in Babylon the Great is a manifestation of their will. That's why you have a television everywhere. You have your phones, you have sources of media everywhere, because these things are mediums to show forth their vision. That's why the word television is television. All right, they're telling you their vision of what they want you to be, of what they want to bring, of what they see themselves as in the future, which is God, man. They came out and said this shit, man.
I get the word for consent.
Go ahead.
Could have probably, I think it's first Maccabees 1:41, being one people, because pretty much the title went back to manufacturing consent, and pretty much what the elites want is everybody in society to be in that gross darkness. This is the word for consent. It says con, which means together, and then sent is to fill. So they want everybody to fill together. You know, be one people. They want that pandemonium. That's why they push out the advertisement, like we was getting into.
Yeah, like during the demic, all of the news, like you were saying earlier, all of the news, what were you seeing? Just the vid, the deaths, the people, lining up in the hospitals, which was bullshit. All these different things, because like I said, it's hella money in keeping the people in constant fear. Because when you're in constant fear, you don't think straight, and when you're stressed out and fearful, because Esau understands the emotions carry vibrations. It does different things to your body. So fear and worry and stress, it kills and it overworks your nervous system. It breaks down your immune system, and ultimately it's killing you, man. So this is done on purpose, man. So as you said with the consent, the consent comes into play to where if you just comply to what they say, everything will be fine. It'll all be over, which is leading to, Quan, what did you say earlier about the WEF with the consent?
Oh, it's called it's like
And then whoever had the precept, go ahead.
I got the Maccabees. This is First Maccabees 1:41, and at that time, therefore they decreed, saying, "Whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the I don't think that's what you want.
That's the one pretty much. Yeah, 141. Because pretty much that's what Esau wants. Ultimately going to that Karagma, he wants everybody to take that Karagma.
This is the First Maccabees 1:41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Pretty much they want everybody to consent to a certain type of lifestyle, which is wickedness.
Yeah. Because a part of what that scripture was going into was the attempt of the New World Order back then during the time of the Greeks, which was another attempt going back to Nimrod, which when you go into all these different things, when the whole point of making everybody one, they're making everybody one in rebellion against Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is what we're seeing in this world, because the conditioning of the mind, as we're going into in this lesson, is all to bring them forth to make the people go against Yahweh Shem Yahushua at the end of the day.
Adverse to the order, adverse to life. That's why everything that you see being promoted, what? Artificial.
Yep.
Genetically modified.
Yep.
Right? Alphabet, the trans, right? Everything is adverse to the natural order, and if you are to question it, you're automatically demonized.
What you just said, this is from a document called Androgyny, European Royalty in the War on Jupiter. And just getting an excerpt out of this, just going to what Tom just said. This is a section, Androgyny and Magic. The modern science of anthropology has done much to disguise the fact that virtually all cultures and civilizations are pagan and therefore opposed to Christianity, which you can just replace Christianity with, the Bible. All right? The Bible and Christianity are not the same thing. All right? So it says, by treating religion mainly as a cultural phenomenon, it has also placed biblical truth on the same moral plane as that of other religions. In fact, some anthropologists have pushed this cultural relativism to such an extreme that even shamanism, direct communication with demons, is seen as a normal religious activity, even though the priest or shaman interact personally with disembodied spirits. But the main point being that this science all right, that Esau is pushing, which science has now become a new religion, all right, is disguising the fact that it's having enchantments being pushed on the people to get you to turn from the Lord, man. What you got?
A little bit more. This is the first Maccabees 41 again. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and every one should leave his laws. So all the heathens agreed to the commandment of the king.
Which pretty much that was going into Hellenization, like you mentioned, but right now we're in a time of Hellenization 2.0, Westernization, which ultimately is the diet, economics, the lifestyle, the clothing, everything, like you said, like you mentioned, adverse to the scriptures.
Right. And as tying it back into the book of Ephesians, that's the importance of wearing that armor.
Exactly.
When you get a full understanding of this man's plan to try to suppress you and sever your tie and make you adverse to Yahweh Bashim Shai, you have to be prepared, because this man is literally doing his best. He's doing everything within his power to try and put you at odds with Yahweh Shai, man. Down to the very importance of you being able to function in society. That's what it's coming down to. He's going to sever that connection if you don't get with the program. But regardless, we have to remain with that armor, knowing the times and seasons that we're in. Okay, because this is a war for your mind, this is a war for your spirit. Ultimately, it's a war for your salvation and deliverance.
That's it.
Alright?
That devil's trying to take all that. Let me finish that, please.
Go back to
Paul,
that.
did you find it?
It's so as brothers I went into a few months ago, the WEF was going into how they're accelerating their plans, right? Now, land backing up what the brothers are speaking on, a key portion of their plan is this thing called civic participation, right? Now, when you get that definition, it says civic engagement or civic participation is any individual or group activity addressing issues of public concern, right? And as the brothers are saying, they're planting these ideas in the minds of the people. So all the minds are, concerned about these individual ideas, right? It says civic engagement includes communities working together or individuals working alone in both political and non-political actions to protect public values or make a change in the community, right? And these values are what? Esau's values, right?
Yep.
The values of the witchcraft, the Satanism that they're pushing upon the masses, man.
Right. And it comes in various forms, with communism, all right, the feminist movement, all right, Marxism. These are all code names to disguise the true plans, but amongst these different things, when you go into them, they are all brainchilds of the New World Order agenda, man. All right? So when you see society in the direction that it's going, these things have been spoken about during the early inception of America. So this let you know that, once again, everything is being orchestrated by the elites to lead into the New World Order, man, which we are now. Right? Like we've been bringing out for the last few weeks. The WEF said it, that 2023 was the first year of the New World Order, man.
Right.
All right?
It's on the dollar bill. The Novus Ordo Seclorum. The New World Order.
Tower of Babel 2.0.
Yep. Go back to that Ephesians Bible.
Can I bring up a quick verse up on
Yes,
the trumpet? Just a quick one. This is Jeremiah 6:17. Also,
Start at 16.
16. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths."
Right. Stand in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, the ancient way, which is proven and shown to be able to bring forth a sustainable life.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear as day that this modern life, when you look up that word modern in the etymology, goes into an experiment, is a failed experiment gone wrong, right? So when we look at the state of the world today, right, how there's a war for your mind, how it's literally destroying the very fabric of the natural order, we got to stand in the ways and seek out the ancient ways.
Yeah. Let's say it's the good way, because like you said, this modern way, when you go into just add on to the definition of modern, it really means to be opposed to the old way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, which the old way is the righteous way, the good way. All right, the way that was prosperous, because like you said, it was proven.
Mm-hmm.
This
The
new
foundation.
Yeah, this new modernized shit it's all a social experiment.
Yep.
You know, and I'm make a point real quick. Finish it out. I'm gonna pull it up.
God. It says, Jeremiah 6:16, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein.
Right. This is the good way. It's truth now. Again, this is the foundation on how we're to order ourselves now. Law, statute, and commandments, this governance, it provides you a sense of understanding on how to deal with one another in peace. Right? This system doesn't have that. It's far from that. It's set out to not bring about peace, but evils and destruction.
Yep, the government of order of a wise man is well ordered, a prudent man is well ordered, right?
Yep.
It says, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
And that's why 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and die pursuant to Zechariah 13:8. 2/3 of our nation is refusing to walk in the path of the ancient because they feel that this modern lifestyle is the route to go. Yep, I was just thinking about that. You know, they completely have been given over to this world, and they're thinking that the way of the ancient is actually the evil.
Right.
As it tells you in Isaiah 5:20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
Yeah.
This mind of this world is completely backwards, man.
Yeah.
Eric,
If I can add real quick, because this everything that we're going into, Esau has proven that it's a failed experiment, because what you see society going as is what they classify as a behavior sink. And when you go into what a behavior sink is, I'm gonna read the definition real quick. It says behavioral sink is a term invented by ethologist John B. Calhoun to describe a collapse in behavior which can result from overcrowding. And is that not what they're trying to push? Because once again, it's a mindset, ideology that they're pushing. They're telling you the world is overcrowded, and that goes back to the Malthusian theory. All right, so they're telling the people the world is overcrowded. Therefore, the minds of the people are moving in a way that they think that this is true. Right. So it says. The term and concept derived from a series of overpopulation experiments Calhoun conducted on Norway rats between 1958 and 1960. In the experiment, Calhoun and his researchers created a series of rat utopias, enclosed spaces in which rats were given limited access to food and water, enabled unfettered population growth. Calhoun coined the term behavior sink in his February 1st, 1962 report, and in an article titled Population Density and Social Pathology in Scientific American on the rat experiment. He would later perform similar experiments on mice from 1968 to 1972. Calhoun's work became used as an animal model of societal collapse, and his study has become a touchstone of urban sociology and psychology in general. And they're literally playing this social experiment now on the people. So we're literally living in a behavioral sink right now, man. All right, which is all lead to the degradation of you people's minds, man. Which is why we need Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to restore to us the natural way of life, which is not this Babylonian way of thinking, man.
Yeah.
they use those rats as guinea pigs to test their experiments. And after they tested them to be proven to true, they pushed out to the people.
Exactly.
But a little bit more in Jeremiah 6 and 17. Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet, but they said, we will not hearken. You got it.
There you go.
You know, that trumpet being blown, us sounding the alarm, you know, telling you if you continue down that way that you're on, that way leads to destruction. Your enemy is leading you to a path that is not for your good. If
I may just to land back off of you with that mention of the trumpet. Isaiah 58:1.
Yeah.
Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Right? Because as we know, sin is the causation of death. Right? The transgression of the law has put our people into this plight where they can't get out of it. Because a lot of our people, as Brother Quanawab says, often is they haven't been exposed to righteousness. So when Jake is exposed to this righteousness, now it's like, okay, well, you can't say that you weren't warned. Now it's at this point you're making the avid choice to continue on in this system, knowing good and well that this place is not conducive for your well-being if you continue on and abiding in the ways that this man is formatting this system for you to live in.
Exactly.
Because it's literally war on your mind. They're literally trying to destroy you.
And it's so layered that you need the armor of Yahweh to be able to even go down the rabbit hole to see how deep this man has went. Because this is why you see a lot of these conspiracy theories that whenever they go into that, a lot of them bug out because they don't have the hedge to keep their mind intact. All right, because the further down you go, and like we were going into some of the shit that Esau does behind closed doors, you will literally, your mind won't be able to handle it. That's like in that one, I think the Indiana Jones movie, I forget which one, where the dude pretty much wanted all the knowledge, and when he got it, his head exploded. That's literally these people when they don't have the covering of the Lord trying to uncover what's going on, man. All right, so real quick, and then we got one more for you. Proverbs 16:25. There is a way which seemeth right to a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. You have it?
Yeah, I got one more after you get done.
Okay. It says there's a way that these people think that they haven't figured out. You know that, well, okay, I'm living good. Even you know, our people say that. Well, I'm not knowingly committing sin. You know, I go to church. You know, I take care of my family. You know, I do the things. I handle my duties as a man or a woman.
Right.
I'm not doing wrong.
That's the wine of Babylon.
But that's you're a part of the matrix though. All right, you're not really privy into the inner workings of this devil and what he has done to pretty much destroy you, man.
Right.
Because you're spiritually dead. Okay, you're physically handling your duties, but spiritually, all right, you're literally being programmed to walk a certain way, which is inconducive to Yahweh Shem Shai, man.
Right. Which in turn is not conducive for your damn self.
Exactly.
Alright, precept?
We have one more, then we got you.
Okay, okay.
Ephesians.
Yeah.
This is Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 2. It says,
No, we had it.
No, I was remembering what it's called. I'm sorry.
this is Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, and you hath he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins.
Dead in trespasses and sins, not physically dead, but spiritually dead, right? And we were all in that state of mind at one point, but Yahweh Bashem Shai quickened us. He made us alive, right? By giving us what? The natural order once more. There's the Holy Spirit to be able to operate on a pretense which is conducive for our well-being.
That's right.
So we know, coming out of the darkness, what it is to be from that state. From that estate, the former man versus this new man. That's being renewed day by day.
It says where in verse 2, it says where in time past he walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air,
The spiritual demon Satan.
the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Right, the children of disobedience. The 2/3. This nigga is running rampant all throughout these people. And how is that? Because these people are literally open for the taking, man. With all of the things that Esau promotes, all of the ways how he's trying to make you open to all of these spirits to enter into you. Satanism is full-fledged, being pushed and promoted, right? Witchcraft, idolatry, all manner of wickedness, man. Why is it that all of these things are being promoted, but the way of Yahweh Bashem Shai is shunned? That should tell you something, man. Because this is how you reestablish yourself. Pursuant to Romans the 12th chapter, this is that renewing of your mind. Esau doesn't want that. Esau wants your mind to be in a dead state.
Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto him, or woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Because like you were saying, these devils, they have done deep and intense research to figure out how to subtly, subvert spirituality from the Lord, man. As we're going into, man, these devils have done everything they possibly can down to a molecular level to try to disconnect you from your power, man.
Yep.
So if you don't have the Spirit of the Lord to bring you back, all right, you're gonna be in a worse off state, all right. The more and more that you continue to stay in Babylon, which is why you're seeing, hey, these people are full on demons out here now, man, and it's obvious, like the shit these people are doing. You can see the demons on these people, bro. And so this is why it's so important for you to be able to get this truth and to grow in it, man. Because without the hairs, bro, these demons will pick your ass off, man.
Yep.
Chapter 7. So Psalm 64 and verse 5.
Starting one.
Verse 1. It's Psalm 64 and 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O power in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked."
And that's exactly, as we've been discussing through this lesson, when you understand the depths of this nigga Esau and how far he's going to try to destroy you, we have to continually pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to cover us.
Yeah.
Alright? As it said in Job, we are in the valley of the shadow of death, man. This place is literally, you're one walk away from putting yourself into a pit.
Bro, that's why the Spirit is always so heavy on Apostle Call to push out prayer. You gotta pray over everything. From the moment your ass open your eyes up and come back from the spirit world every day, all right, to the moment you step out off your bed, you susceptible to a demon.
Yep.
Because you got your phone that's giving you all these alerts, all right. You got your television, all right. You got certain things that'll draw your attention, and they'll take your mind off the spirit that fucking quick, man. You know. Go ahead.
Verse 2. "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words."
Targeting that Jake, man. That's exactly who the target is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? As it tells us, they only consult to cast thee down from thine excellency, man.
Yeah.
That's the only time that these people congregate. They ain't congregating just to, oh, what we gonna talk about today? No. The topic of discussion is how can we destroy the Israelites, man?
That's right. Because we're a threat. All right. And that's read that part again.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
You a threat, I got you.
God.
Psalm 64 and verse 3. "Who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words."
Now the brother priest on the one made the point of, these Edomites understanding that we're a threat. All of the heathen understand we're a threat. They all took counsel together, with Esau, the Amalekites, being at the header of that council pursuant to Psalms, the 83rd chapter. I just want to get this quick reference. This is the book of Esther, chapter 13 and verse 4. "Declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations, and continually despised the commandments of kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms, honorably intended by us, cannot go forward." Okay? So it goes on to say, "Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men."
We're a threat to the New World Order. Because here it is, they done all this work to fashion the people's minds after they want. And out of nowhere, here comes the Hebrew Israelites undoing all this work that they've done, all these different years, man, all these decades of subversion. The Hebrew Israelites are just turning everything that they've done upside down, man.
Right.
That's why. My bad.
And spirit is good. Say what? Go ahead.
I'm finna say that's why Isaiah 59 and 15 says what it says. He that departed from evil maketh himself prey, because pretty much the Israelites are a thorn in Esau's side. Because we are adverse to the NWO.
Yeah. Everybody say that at least understand how powerful an idea is.
Yes.
The Lord has put an idea in our minds that what we value is, which is the kingdom of heaven, His purpose, and we no longer value the things that Esau has to offer.
Because like you said, they know how powerful an idea is, because an idea is likened into a seed. And they understand the way that your subconscious works is that they plant an idea like that movie Inception. When they plant an idea in your head, all right, they constantly push things on you to help feed that idea and make it grow to where you may not initially agree with it at first. Like a lot of these jakes dealing with the alphabet, the nasty people. A lot of them, when that shit was first being brought out to the public, yeah, a lot of people like, nah, I don't fuck with that shit. Now look, these niggas is full blown with the shit, man.
Desensitized.
They desensitized, which is a beautiful word. Matter of fact, can you look up the definition for that? I'm curious.
We just gotta put precept.
Go ahead.
This is First Corinthians 3 and 6. I have planted, Apollo water, but the Most High gave the increase.
Right. So going back to, like I said, the idea is like a seed. Now you got that for the right side too, though, because when you first hear the word, that's the Lord planting that seed in your mind, and as you continue to think about, what was being said to you, do the research. All right, you start watching the videos, and everything starts clicking in your mind. That seed begins to sprout. It becomes the roots start growing, and eventually it becomes a full blown tree, man.
Like the bamboo tree.
Yeah.
The roots, like they shoot up overnight, but it takes 5 years for them to shoot up.
Woo,
Because the roots are
Damn.
digging into the earth the whole time. Can I get a quick precept after? Okay, this is St. Luke 17 and 5, I'm reading 5 and 6. And the apostle said unto the Lord, increase our faith. Right? So that should be our mindset of asking the Lord to increase our faith as things are getting worse and worse. Right? As Esau is moving forward with his plans. He's passing more things, things are getting even more tighter with the poly crisis. Right? And the conditioning of the people. There's no longer someone in society, Jake in the world that's cool to hang out with, right? Cool to talk to at the job, right? Everyone is completely gone.
Right.
Yes.
Yasab,
That's it.
Yasab Amawan is to say increase faith. Yasab meaning increase, Amawan meaning faith.
Verse 6, and the Lord said, if ye had faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this sycamore tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and it should obey you. Right? So through us, through that seed of faith that's been planted in our minds, you get built up. Right? That's why the apostles have been going into this isn't just a sideline thing. You want to get active, you want to get into it.
You gotta get off the bench. You gotta get your feet wet, man.
That's right. So you go out there and proclaim these things. You're supposed to be able to look like a fool for how should I say, knowing what you're saying is true. I'm not the fool, they're the fools.
Right. It was a saying, they said that speaking the truth in the world for a lot of the Revolutionary Act.
Mm-hmm.
That's what scriptures say. That shall make a man an offender for a word.
Exactly.
And going back to the what you guys have mentioned about that idea, Esau's whole MO right now is to remove the idea of Yahweh Shai, to remove the idea of righteousness out of the earth. So that they can fully engulf the world in wickedness, man. They can't have their full new world order be implemented with any semblance of righteousness left, man.
That's why they pretty much use the how you say it, desensitizing. Yeah, they pretty much do that by pushing out that wickedness to get the world used to seeing it. Therefore, they're less
Opposed to
opposed. Yeah.
Because like
It's
a good,
normalized.
a good example of that is how Satanism is so widely accepted now. Because back, in the early inception of America, back when they still had some Christian morals and ethics, the idea of Satan worship was frowned upon.
Mm-hmm. Even comic books, Wonder Woman, they were burning comic books, because people were rebelling against that being pushed out because they understood what that meant. Those are ideals.
Because they knew the long-lasting effects of putting out certain things, what that would do to later generations. Go ahead.
I'm gonna get the definition. Desensitization is an emotional response or lack of response due to repeated exposure of a stimulus.
And that's what you see with these different ideas of the new world order that they've been bringing out. Like we said, feminism, all right, Moism, all right, Satanism, okay, the blasphemy of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. These different things are being pushed upon you so much to where it's not even a thing to blink at no more. That's just normal. All right, I got another to add to that definition. This is in the etymology line dealing with sensitive. It says, in reference to the body or its parts, capable of receiving impressions from external objects having the function of sensation. It says, in scholastic philosophy, of or pertaining to the faculty of the soul that receives and analyzes sensory information.
That's pretty much their goal. You know, if you was to put it with like boxing or fighting, you know, they pretty much prepping you with those light shots to give you that ultimate blow, which is going back to the definition you just read, to have control over the, you know, taking, like you said, Hamashiach out of the picture, so to speak.
Quick precept. This is Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You know, so we're supposed to be arising, you know, shaking off the dust. Yahweh Shai is that light. He's waking us up to who we really are. You know, in the way of truth, it far excels the way of wickedness. We see the reward that comes with following after righteousness. Right. So we're departing from this place. Right. The philosophy, the wine of this society has never given us rest.
Right.
You know, we're visionaries. We have been made. We have the foresight to see that the way of Babylon is not good.
Right.
Look at it. It's a proven formula of a failure. Mm-hmm. Right. It says Micah 2 and 10, and brothers want to chime in. Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that's the exact purpose of Babylon the Great, man. Babylon the Great was not meant to be our resting place. It wasn't meant to be some place that we would have generations of wealth accumulated over time. Right? This was meant to serve as our captivity, and that was that. Right? At the end of the day, yes, brothers and sisters, they may have, you know, the ability to make their daily bread, but that's it, man. You know, the focus is the kingdom.
Yeah,
we see past Babylon because we see the ending of it.
That's why the scriptures tell you to be pilgrims on the earth. When you go into the devil, matter of fact, let's get it. By going Edamon, look up the word pilgrim.
Can I get that precept?
Go ahead.
Well, this is 2nd Ezra 16. I was on it earlier. And 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle.
Start at 39. Start at 39. Yeah.
This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
That's the latter end of Babylon, right? This is the end result of this whole modern society, right? Plagues coming upon it on every side. And it's going to continue to get worse and worse, right? As you read up in that 16th chapter, it speaks about the birth pains, right? And how those contractions, they get closer and closer. That's why we see these stages that we're in right now is the beginning of sorrows. But as we see, as the brother may mention, of the polycrisis, there's various things that are about to take place that are going to lead to an all-out fall of this man's system.
And that's why the scriptures say the former things are passed away, man. You know, because we understand that all this is done for. And we're watching, you know, these things unfold through prophecy right now. That's right.
And that's part of the war on your mind, because they're conditioning and programming the people for some to believe that, you know, obey and listen, then things will go back to normal as you see it has happened now. And then you have some people, you know, who are woke, but they're not awakened, are seeing that no, that leads to more control over us.
But that goes, like you say, it's this thing, another way of how they're programming you to be destroyed, because with these words, like you said, these people are woke, but when you go into woke, it means they're still dead.
Yeah, they're still dead because, you know, JCat posted a video of it in Dub, and she's like, I've been telling you guys, telling you, And then she's like, I might need to go buy some land, but she's been telling people to buy land, but she don't really believe it. She's not really prepared. She doesn't have the power to actually overcome death. And that's what Yahushua gives us. Yahushua gives us the power to overcome death, because the clouds, they're not real, right? So-called, maybe, who knows, right? We don't believe they are. The air that you're breathing, it's all poisons. That's all a trap. That plays on you more than you think.
Yeah.
People don't realize how plagued they really are. But Yahushua, he has really quickened us. He's really brought us back to life. So we're able to, dodge and maneuver and actually be aware and conscious of all the dangers that are around us and what we need to do to overcome it. This is 2nd Ezra 16:40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle.
That's the time we coming into the battle.
Shit, we're in the battle.
Yep.
We've been in the battle since the moment you woke up in the truth.
Yep.
It's a war.
Yep. And that war is preparing to escalate, as the brother had made mention of, into the physical, man. Where you're literally going to be put in a position of life and death, where they're going to present an implantable device, which is going to be used for you to buy and sell and make your purchases, or else you're not going to be able to exist with this society any longer.
Exactly.
That's the MOTB.
You're going to be put, like we went through last night, into an impossible situation to where it looks like death is going to surpass you on every side. And the only way out of it is to how about Shem Yahushua.
And that's the vision that we have. Where there's a vision, there's a way. There goes the light, there goes our way out. But everyone else, they have not been endowed with these secrets, these mysteries. But here we are, we're giving our people these secrets, but they're rejecting them.
Yep.
They're turning them a blind eye.
Yep.
This is 2nd Ezra 16:40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
This is the word for pilgrim. It says, a person traveling to a holy place as a penance, or to discharge some vow or religious obligation, or seeking miracle or spiritual benefit.
Right. So we're traveling to a holy place, all right? We're souls on the straight gate trying to get into the kingdom of heaven, man. All right? And it says as a penance, because we're on the straight gate, getting our asses handed to us because of our wickedness that we've done, all right, throughout our past lives up until this point now, all right, to be found worthy to enter into the kingdom of heaven, man.
Okay, reading it says,
So this is why you can't be, distracted by the different things that Esau has put out here. Because like you said, we all have lives here that we must live. Brothers got families, we got different things we got to take care of. Like every Yahshua calls it, man. There's nothing more than side quests, man. You got to stay the course when the main goal, which is the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, like scripture say, keep the eye single, man. All right, be kingdom minded, man. Go ahead.
If I may say, we're on that tightrope. We're on that tightrope, right? And these demons are trying to pull us on that tightrope to bring us, to pull us back down to hell, to the world,
it says, also a traveler, generally a wayfarer, says foreigner, stranger, from peregrinus, foreigner, stranger, foreign resident.
So we're foreign to this world. We're not of this world. The fashion of this world, we have become foreign to it, So we don't have any land. We don't have a heritage. We don't have generational wealth that this world has to offer, the people who are actually in it.
We don't have to say goodbye.
Nah.
Let me finish it out. It says from abroad. Because the elect is not, from this world like you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm going to prove that. This is St. John 17. I'm going to start at verse 14. I have given them thy word, and the world have hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
Just so you have a piece of pie, right? You have that piece, that part. We're not of that part, right? We're over here. We're on the side of righteousness, the side of following the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. The side that's not exalted in the society, right? But will be in due season.
That's right. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
So the Lord knows who's dealing with who, right? right? When bad things start happening to these people that have dedicated their lives to the wine of Babylon, and the men that were looked down upon, that weren't with the status quo, right? When the Lord started performing those miracles, it's gonna be like, damn, who are these guys? Who are these women, right? Protected. Well, why are they being protected? You know, it's gonna give that fame to Yahweh Shema Shai. Everyone's gonna, see, wow, that is the way of truth. You know, and some people are gonna, some of our people, the Israelites are gonna repent, and some of our people are gonna be destroyed.
They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth.
That word sanctify means to become dedicated or cleansed. You know, so this truth, the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai is teaching us how to dedicate our lives to serving our God.
It says, thy word is truth. As thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent into the world. And for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth.
Yeah, I got a precept. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 3. Thou therefore, I'm sorry, 2. I'm sorry, 1. It says, thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So as we've been given this grace period, we need to be bold. We need to understand the Lord is on my side. I don't have anything to fear, right? We need to exercise faith, right? And knowing that if I'm doing righteousness, if I'm sincere in my walk, the Lord's going to be with me. No matter what opposition or obstacle comes my way, I will overcome through the grace of Yahweh Shema Shai.
Yeah, putting your cares upon him.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. Right? So, the faithful men have been committed with this work. We got our dispensation of the gospel, right? Every brother has been dispensed their portion, right? And we're magnifying our office, right? And other men are coming in, right? Other men are getting talents. New brothers are coming in, right? And that's why the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is always requiring growth, because as we get closer and closer to the end, you gotta level up, because the battles are getting harder. The battles are getting more intense.
The longer you're in the truth, the stronger the demons are going to come after you, because it's Satan's MO to try to agitate you to the point to where you follow the truth. Then he wins.
Yeah, you watch these animes. The main character's on the journey, getting stronger and stronger. He's strong, but the opponent he's facing is strong as him.
As he gets stronger, the opponents get stronger.
Exactly.
You have more?
Oh, yep, a little bit more. Verse 3, and read verse 4 about Shah. It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So we have to endure these hard times as we are called to be soldiers. It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. So we're not entangled, we're not trapped up with the cares and affairs of this life, because we understand our purpose.
What is that ultimately? That's a mindset.
Yeah.
That's what Esau, his greatest fear is, man. Because a repentant Israelite, that's your mindset. To endure hardness as a good soldier. For Yahweh Shema Shai. Esau hates that.
Bro, that's the scariest thing to him. That is, he fears an Israelite that is repenting more than any other thing in the world.
Yeah.
That's the only threat.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, all these other philosophies, all these other wayward doctrines, any other thing you can do out here, it's no threat to what they have established, man. This is the only thing that can pull down those strongholds, that can lift up those veils and expose them for the devils that they truly are. And ultimately, destroying their hegemony, man.
Esau, he see Jake doing that fucking idolatry, he be like,
yeah. Do more.
Do more.
Do more. Yeah. He's relishing it, because it's like you have a child and you bring up your child, like for example, you got your child, you want him to play ball. So you take him to all the camps, you got him out there doing all the drills, and as he's growing, All right, you see him getting better and better, culminating that craft. You're like, yeah, I like that. I like that. And then as he get, you know, he comes into age, now he's a perfect model of what you made him to be. And that's what Esau has done with niggas.
They have surpassed the deeds of the wicked.
They took the wickedness and perfected it.
They self-sufficient now.
Yeah, they don't need Esau to be able to perform their agenda no more. They just do it. They do it naturally. I failed to get that. Now I got two.
Okay, kind of, this is just backing up, brother, saying this is Judith 5:20 and 21. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and become their reproach, and we become a reproach before all the world.
These heathen are well aware of the dynamic that exists between Israel and the God of Israel.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
They know that if we go off, that there is a list of curses that will fall upon us, and there will be a lot of vulnerability that they could come in and utilize against us.
Lord will take their heads away, and they're easy pickings for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this society was crafted in a way to make it to where you're in sin, whether you want to be or not.
Right.
Yep.
You could be the most God-fearing individual on the planet. You still going off, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
From the moment you wake up, because you're sleeping on fucking mixed fabric, you're wearing mixed fabric.
You got a new slate every day, you still lose.
Yeah, you going. Yeah, no matter what you do, you're going off, bro. So this is fucked up.
The air you breathe.
Shit, you can't even do daily hygiene without going off. The fucking toothpaste got damn pork in it. The toothbrush got pork in it. The hairbrush, fucking everything is defiled and wicked, man. So we need to get the fuck out of here, and it all starts up here first.
That's right. That shows you when, again, going back to that Ephesians, the wiles of the devil. This nigga Esau has crafted this system to try to destroy you on any level imaginable.
Did we get to verse 12 in that?
We did.
All right, we'll get to that, but let me get these two real quick. This is Isaiah.
You got more than
That was it.
I'm gonna precept that what I'm about to bring out. This is Isaiah 51 and 6. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon." Yeah, what's it? Isaiah. It's like Jeremiah 51 and 6. "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." And that's what we're talking about, people. We get your minds out of the Babylonian way. All right, this wicked, corrupt ass system is going to destroy you. And if you want to continue to stay here, you're going to find yourself taking part of the Lord's vengeance, which is all these plagues, the ultimate plague being those ICBM nuclear missiles, that lake of fire. All right, it's gonna consume your ass, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you gotta get your mind out of here first, man. Jake think, okay, I'm gonna just flee to damn Ghana or wherever. Nigga, you still have a Babylonian mindset, so you're gonna go over there, all right, amongst them Hamites, and still be a goddamn Babylonian. Okay, so you gotta change mentally, man, because the way the Lord set this thing up to where, read that, I'm saying.
Isaiah 52.
Yeah.
It's Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 12.
You gotta have that mind to match the body we're gonna receive. Jake think they're gonna get to the spiritual body with a Babylonian thought process.
Yo, niggas would be irrational.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the Lord ain't gonna give niggas spiritual powers on this side right now, man. Because if you get what was that, 2 years ago, when that whole little shit happened, when Jake thought, okay, the sun is gonna align with this and this whole thing, we're gonna get spiritual power. Niggas are act crazy.
Niggas was like, I'm gonna go ahead and finally go to the bank and rob it.
Shut the fuck. Niggas gonna be doing spiritual drive-bys with goddamn Kamehameha blast and shit, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
It's Isaiah 22 and verse 11. It says, depart ye, go ye out from thence, touch no unclean thing, go ye out of the midst of her, be ye clean that bear the vessels of the Lord.
Yeah, the Lord said to go out of the midst of her and touch no unclean thing. Now, you want a blue letter?
Wow, what you need?
Look up that word touch. I got it right here.
You need a guy.
All right, 1 second. Read them.
It's Isaiah 52 and verse 11. It says, depart ye, go ye out from thence, touch no unclean thing, go ye out of the midst of her, be ye clean that bear the vessels of the Lord.
If I may say that unclean, you know, it's talking about these false philosophies. You know, we're not supposed to touch. You know, you think about, you know, taking part in, you know, joining hand in hand. You know, that's why our people, you know, are supposed to be fleeing from.
Right.
You're supposed to wake up and realize you next to a bunch of corpses.
You set that standard.
Yeah, kind of.
You gotta let people know, like, look, this ain't the way.
Yeah.
This is the way, walk ye in.
I got that precept.
You got
So,
it?
real quick. This the word I'm looking for was depart. So the word means to turn aside. It's like you said, to go away from, the wickedness that they're pushing on you. Because back in Jeremiah 51, where the Lord says to flee out of the midst of Babylon, when you look up that word flee, it goes back to the word abate. And to abate, it says something perceived as hostile, threatening, or negative. And what is that? This Babylonian way, this modern way of thinking, is destructive to the world. Not just to the people, it's to the world. Because who everything is affected by this. The animals, the earth, everything is affected because of this stupid ass way these niggas think, bro. Like what is beneficial about you dumping trash into the fucking ocean? You're shooting trash balls into space, man. Alright, you are telling the people that you can change your sex, man. They're making animals gay. They're literally destroying every fabric of life, man. They're destroying it, man.
The earth is in a lot worse shape than we can even, understand right now. You know, there's something that we even know of. You know, there's so many things going on with the earth that we don't even know about.
And I'll say shit, but the earth has been given signs to let you know that it's bad. All right.
Where the clouds at?
Where the clouds? Look at the size of the produce that's being grown. All right. Look how the animals are reacting. All right. For example, they had an influx of poisonous crops growing, which is a defense mechanism that the earth uses, all right, to fight back. All right, like for example, to show you the earth is alive. You have certain plants. For the plant to keep itself from getting eaten, it will release toxins to make animals not eat them. So the earth is literally growing poisonous crops to keep this devil fucking with it. Like he's stripping the oil, which is the blood of the earth. All right, that's why you have all these earthquakes and whatnot.
Yeah, pretty so.
So the earth is literally fighting back. All right, everything literally is fighting against this devil, man. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear the rule, the people mourn. You see, so the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You see, so they're running it on their own vain philosophy. So everybody is mourning, from the animals to the people. Even the earth is mourning. You see, that's why the brother mentioned pretty much the earthquakes and everything else,
And just real quick, this 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 17, it reads, wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. Now, when you go into that word touch, you go into this word touch in the Strong's G. It's apodomai. It says of the biblical practice of having no fellowship with the heathen practices. So this is what we've been commanded to do, man. This is our only recourse to come back into good graces with Yahweh Shem Shai, is to completely separate ourselves from the fellowship with this world, man. Because we see the results. We see what's happening as a result of the wicked rulership, man. We see what's happening as a result of the order not being established properly, man. And we're seeing the results of the minds of the people being completely left to go astray from the correct way, man. So we've been told to not touch that, to not fellowship, to not attach ourselves to the ways of these heathen, man.
That's right. Add to this is Romans chapter 12 and 1. It says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh Shem Shai, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is your reasonable service. So the way you present your body as a living sacrifice is to pretty much become dead to the world. All right? To give yourself over to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All right? Which is your reasonable service. Because that's what Yahushua did. Our lives have been given over for this truth.
Right.
So that we can serve the Lord, so that we can help usher in the world that the Lord really wants to have.
You were bought with a price.
Exactly.
You were bought with a price with the blood of the Lamb. Alright? And that comes with you, as the brother had just said, being cut off from the world. You were already dead in this world, spiritually.
Yes.
Now your spirit has been made quickened, and now you are literally your flesh is being made dead.
And an example to just add to your point of how you know you were dead in the world, because there were certain things that the world, pushed, and you couldn't, you could tell. So you stuck out. You was always different. What they would call the black sheep. You were the black sheep of the family, bro. So it was always something that didn't make sense to you about this place. But now you understand why, man. So now the Lord has, called you into this word. You have been given a job, all right, which is a reasonable service to go and teach and wake up other souls, man. Verse 2, and be not conformed to this world, but by ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
So we're trying out righteousness, We're putting righteousness to the test, right? Meaning we're actually performing it,
Rehearsing.
We're rehearsing, right? To the best of our abilities, right? Striving for the master, striving for perfection, striving for what we are going to embody and be in the kingdom of heaven,
That's right.
right? But on this side, we're doing it to the best. We fighting.
We're rehearsing the righteous acts in the place of drawing waters, man. The place of our captivity. All right, to where, like Esau, we didn't get burned out. But I just quoted back in that Micah 2:2, where it said that they oppress a man even in his heritage, to where it's a crime to truly be an Israelite. We can't keep our ways here, man.
Nope.
All right, otherwise you're demonized. So with that being known, all right, we still support, because we really are opposition to this man. All right, like he looks at us as enemies of the state. We truly are, because we're behind enemy lines, man. But at the end of the day, we know that the Lord is with us. This is what He wants us to do. So therefore, with that being known, hey, we just prepare our minds for it, man, because we can't think like how we used to think, man. That's why, hey, the script we talked about earlier this week, I went to that lesson about killing off that old man. All right, because like you made mention, that old man desires to be where you are now, and that's why in our custom it talks about not looking back. That's why you have the example of Lot's wife. When you wake up to the evils of this world, it's not nothing to look back to, because we see that this place is on its way out, man. It's done.
This place is hell.
It's fucking done, man. So our whole mindset is forward. We got tunnel vision. We're focused on the kingdom of heaven, man, because that's when we're truly going to be able to live. Really live. To be like the Most High, which His name, Yahweh, means He exists. We're going to truly be able to exist in that time, man. This is not living here, man.
Oh, we're just surviving.
Exactly.
I appreciate. It's St. John 14:6. Yahweh saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Right? So we're keeping our eyes single upon Yahweh, understanding that He's the one that's going to lead us out of this system. He's going to lead us out, and through Him we will overcome the wiles of the devil, right? His trickery, his deceit.
Hold that Ephesians 6. We're going to come to more and close it. I'm going to bring it back around, because everything that we've been going into for this whole lesson is pretty much how Esau has manufactured the flesh to pretty much accept Satanism and reject the how by Shem Yahushua. So us being made privy to this knowledge, we got to be more spiritually than fleshly minded, man. All right. So this is the book of Romans chapter 8. And I'm gonna start at verse 4 or 5. It says, "For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the spirit. And that's why we're no longer concerned with the affairs of this world, man, because we're on to bigger and better things. We're looking forward to the kingdom because we have the vision. Therefore, we have hope. All right, that's when you get, sometimes the demons get on you, like, man, you kind of get, in your head, like, damn, man, I could be doing so much better if I just go back in the world, but really, you ain't doing better because if you go back, bro, you're gonna be in a worse state than you was before you came to the truth, man. All right, you want to go back so you can get you a better job. And now, well, I get my Saturdays back. I ain't got to camp. I ain't got to do lessons. I can go. That don't matter because that shit is really in the back of your mind. You know that. Look, man, you know that this shit is done. So why go back? All right. So you got to be more in the spirit to look forward to things going forward. Because when you go back, nothing good comes from that, man. All right. That's why you got to just keep going. It says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is being fashioned to death. This is why everything that you see that's being bombarded on you, it all leads to death, man. Literally, everything that Esau's pushing, your diet, your lifestyle, your way of thinking, everything eventually leads to death, man. All right? So to be spiritually minded is life and peace because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh Hashem Shah. For it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can it be. So then they that are of the flesh, or that are in the flesh, cannot please the Most High. That's what you got to come to realize in this walk. You're serving either one of two masters. If you're not serving the Most High, you're serving Satan. And if you're serving Satan, you're an enemy to the Most High, and you will be destroyed, man. And that's just what it is. This is the battle that we're in, man. Satan is always recruiting. And if you're not wise to what you're doing, you're unknowingly walking into the barracks and signing up for Satan's draft, man.
Yep, that's why we read it in the St. John 10, Yahushua, I have come to give life, that you may have it more abundantly. That's what Yahushua is doing. He's actually showing us what it means to be alive,
Right.
how to live.
So our whole mindset now, all right, instead of trying to please yourself, because self-pleasing, that's really a form of Satanism, it's self-worship. So our focus now is the pleasing of Yahweh Hashem Shah. All right. So once again, understanding and acknowledging that we're at war, man. All right, and that these demons. All right, get that Ephesians 6.
Which one?
It's Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. It reads, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world."
Right, the rulers of darkness of this world, because the elites are high-level Satanists that are getting counsel from these demons. All right, go ahead.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Spiritual wickedness in high places. In the blue letter, where they changed it, it used to say that definition goes back to a hierarchy of demons, because these devils are doing high-level satanic rituals, cultic rituals and whatnot, and they're getting guidance through these rituals from these demons to pretty much find out how to keep Jake from coming back unto the Lord. All right, but the time that we're in, you see that influence is weakening. That's why they're having to pump so much of this demonic activity out, because they're no longer getting the access to that knowledge as they used to, man. I mean, that's why Isaiah 47 tells you about go to the diviners and soothsayers and whatnot, because they're seeking answers, but they're not getting them like they used to. All right, because we're in the time now to where righteousness is about to overtake. All right, that right hand is about to hand Esau that knockout blow.
The power of the right hand is stronger than the power of the left. They show you that we understand that when the story of Egypt, when the Egyptians dropped down their staffs, they became serpents.
Yep.
Moses did the same thing, but you can't. You gotta remember, the staff of Moses consumed the Egyptian staff.
That's right.
Showing that if you're doing righteousness, right, you're on the greater side. Greater be us that are with the Lord than they that are in the world.
Read verse 13 too.
It's Ephesians 6:13. "Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand."
And that's the time that we're coming into. Right? We're in the beginning of sorrows, the prelude of Jacob's trouble, and that hour of temptation is fastly approaching now.
That's right.
Alright? As the scriptures inform us, to watch as well as pray. see the times that we're coming into, and it's going to be heavy times, where this war for your mind is going to continue to elevate and get harder and harder, as brothers have made the point throughout this lesson. All right. So with that being said, man, Lord willing, your brothers and your few sisters will edify. All right, through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh Hashem Shai. We're gonna close out giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh.
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Krakwadash.
Double honors, as always, to our apostles and our elders, a great millstone that taught us the truth and rule well. Peace, blessings, and mercy to the house of David, Habayaf, Davudah, the hopeful elect. Unto you we say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.